everybody. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Angie. Today I'm going to be going through a journal that I have made in memory of Shelley. This is my second time recording because first time I tried to do it where the camera was kind of behind me, so I didn't have to, show you backwards, I guess. So I could actually, look at it this way with you, but it didn't work. So back to this. I also want to just share a little book that I got from a garage sale in the free box. So, okay, I just need to pause for 1 second. My cats are acting up. Hold on. Okay, let's get through this. They're still kind of acting up, but I'm going to do my best. Also, I can't see if I'm in frame. Yeah. Sorry. Hope I'm not making you dizzy. Okay. Alright, let's just start with this cute little baby book that I found in a free box at a garage sale. And it looked so familiar to me, and I know why now. Okay, so it is 1941. I looked up the Roman numerals year, and first of all, I mean, look at these adorable images. They're just so cute. Okay, I'm not going to spend a lot of time going through it, but the reason it looks so familiar is because my mom has this book. My grandparents, got this baby book for her when she was born. So, yeah, she has this exact book. This one doesn't have anything written in it, and I can't believe it was free. It's so cute. Okay, now onto this journal that I've been working on in memory of Shelley. She passed away April 14th, and so I have been, working on this. Alright, let me see where I have to be here when I open it. Okay, so it is an altered book. Many of you watching, I'm sure, have seen plenty of altered books. I started with the pages that I ripped out. I ripped up and decoupaged onto the cover all the way around. And then I used some blue acrylics, different shades of blue, and I did kind of some dry brushing and just some techniques on there, and then sealed it again with some decoupage. So that's the outside, and I put this ribbon on here, double ribbon and a button. So as you can see, it's kind of chunky, and this will allow it to expand, and I'll still be able to close it. Okay, oh, and this little tag here is from my scrapbooking days. It's just one of those vellum tags. This love was already on there, so then I added some scrapbook paper, a punched out heart, and a rhinestone. I did make my first tassel, but it's too long for this, plus it's just too busy with everything already going on here. So, anyway. Alright, here we go. First page. I'm trying to see if this worked, because did I say this is the second time that I'm recording this? Because the first time it was backwards? Okay. It didn't look backwards to me, though, as I was recording, and neither does this, so I'm really hoping that this one works. Okay, so the first page is a quote, and then a picture of Shelley. Well, I mean, this is actually the first page. I altered this photo and then printed it out so I could put it in here. I made these for the picture boards that her and her 14-year-old daughter and I put together for her funeral. Anyway, this picture is from, I believe, about 3 or 4 years ago when she had a bad MS attack, and then she was in a rehab place. Luckily, I lived literally like blocks away at that time, so I was able to see her quite a bit when she was in the rehab. She had MS. So anyway, she was very courageous fighting that. So then on Easter, I wrote a little card to her in the morning before going over to the in-laws to celebrate Easter with everyone. Shelley loved M&Ms more than anything. M&Ms and the Vikings. Well, not more than anything, but when you see M&Ms, everyone that knows Shelley just thinks of Shelley. So I had these, and I wrote, I ate these in your memory. I hadn't had M&Ms for a long time. I've been on a gummy worm kick, but these were so good. So just tuck that in there, and then this is the napkins that we used on that day, and so I cut out Easter and decoupaged it on that cardstock there. The next page, this is from a Zen book that I found, and it's really cool. I'll be using more sayings and such from that book in a lot of different journals. I can't really read upside down, but it's just, well, here. I'm going to turn it so I can read it because it's really nice. A beautiful way to pray for others is to breathe in their suffering and breathe out your joy. With each exhalation, feel that you're expelling their pain. With each inhalation, feel happiness filling the space created by pulling out their pain. Do this as a means to end your own suffering as well. Or it says to, but yeah. So that's nice. This, I just used washi tape to, keep this closed. I glued it. I wrote on here and then glued it in here or taped it. I'm not going to read it because it's personal. It's the day before her funeral, and her 14-year-old daughter and I were doing her memorial boards, and so I was just writing to Shelley about the day that I spent with her daughter. And then here we have a pocket with one of those floral cards that I have like hundreds of, and a little tag and some paper. I like to tuck all these little pieces of paper and such in here because then when I just feel like writing, like I'll take this to the park with me or something, and then I can just grab one of the papers and write and put it on whatever page I want. And then here is the program from her funeral. I glued that on there. And then this page is, whoa, okay, Butterfingers here. Just, my writing about that day. And so then I can just tuck it in here inside, and then I made the little corner tuck. So got that. This here, this is a vintage hanky that my mom gave me. She gave me, I think, 5 from when she was a child. And so I brought this with me to the funeral and had this in one pocket and then Kleenexes in the other, so I could wipe my tears, with this and blow my nose with the Kleenex, because I'm kind of prone to styes in my eyes, and my mom says that it's from when you cry and then you wipe your nose. And yeah, anyway, I won't get into that, but it was also nice to have a piece of my mom, with me that day. And then I just used my altar paper clip that I made with my nail polish flowers and some ribbon to keep that here. Here is, like I said, she loved M&Ms. So this is from our trip to Vegas in April of 2005. So I put that in there. The next page, this is when her brother and I got remarried in 2005. We went on my birthday, her and her, ex-husband, they brought us to Vegas. And on my birthday, for my present, she brought us to the Blue Man Group, which, if any of you have been to, is amazing and also very expensive. But I had made a Vegas scrapbook, and so I took this out of there, and, here's me outside the show with one of the Blue Man Group. And I wrote, "What a birthday present. Thanks, Shelley. We had such fun at this show. What an awesome performance. It was an experience that will never be forgotten." Very true. It was so fun and just a great, generous birthday present. So, and then this page, I just did a little flip out there, did some collaging here, and, kind, because she's very kind. And I will read this because it's kind of funny. Well, I found this pug picture and cut it out and put it in here. So I had to write, "It's been 10 days. It's been 10 days already, but still doesn't feel real. I found this picture of a pug and, of course, thought of you. It takes a special person to love pugs and all that snorting, etc. that they do. You are definitely a very special person. You had a huge heart. You were kind to animals the same as you were to people." So that's why that is there. Pugs always remind me of her. I could never handle all of that. Here's some more Vegas stuff. We stayed at Circus Circus, so there's an envelope with, the the paper you get at the hotel. So I can write on there. And, oh yeah, this is just like a, a fold out I did with a little pocket and a card in there to write on. This was the wishing tree that she is standing on. Again, I had a scrapbook that I kind of took apart to add into here. This page here, I just did some collaging, made a little pocket tuck spot, whatever you want to call it. The sticker is from Diane Shaw. Very cool. It came in with that spring pack that I won. And then on this day, May 14th, I'm not going to read this because it's personal, but on May 14th I went to the Springbrook Nature Center and I took a bunch of pretty pictures. I did post them on Instagram and Facebook, so you may have seen them. I'll put my Instagram account link down below so you can see those if you want. And then here's just a side pocket with some more cardstock and paper to write on when I feel like it, and add it in here. Minnie was the name of her pug. And so I wrote, this is from a Kleenex box. I cut it out because she always loved Disney. So I wrote, you've always loved Disney. And of course, Minnie for your pug. So yeah, her pug was named after Minnie Mouse. I thought it was funny, and I found that on a Kleenex box that had been covered by, a cover my mom had made for me. And so then when it was empty and I took the cover off, I was like, oh, Minnie Mouse. So of course I had to cut that out. Okay, here's another just a little corner spot. This came from the last page. Because originally, this did too. Originally I had done the same technique on the last couple pages of the book, but changed my mind and ripped them out, so I made this. This is a cupcake liner that was hers, that when we cleaned out her apartment, I got a bunch of her baking things, and including a bunch of cool cupcake liners. Here is my in-frame. Here's my son with Shelley, Christmas 2007. His hair is not that long anymore. Here's just a pocket with some more papers. This one I put a little tab on. I like this because it's lined on one side and blank on the other. Pretty sure I've shown this paper before because I love it. And then this is just a little, I don't know, I guess it could be called a tag. It's kind of a longer one. I don't know. Anyway, so that's in there. This is one of those pages where I just ripped and then I glued scrapbook paper to it. I made this paper actually two-sided because it was just a one-sided page, and I used my scanner and printer to make it double-sided because we were really close friends. And then this is also scrapbook paper with the dragonfly, a little belly band with some post-its on some cardstock to write, and this can be a little tuck spot. Put a little note up there after I write it, or write on here, or collage on here. This is a card that she gave my son when he was a baby, well, 2. And then I did some collaging here. And here's some of that smush paper on music sheet smush paper, one of my favorites that I've done. Here's some more of that, not the same one obviously, it's different colors, but a little tag that I'll probably put some lined paper on the back so I can write easier and so it won't bleed through. Just another little tuck spot, and this is like a little half page, and then so there's that tuck spot, and then there's also a pocket here for more papers, and then another card that she made when my son was sick one time. Here's a collage page. I keep moving it up. Here's a collage page. It says a little bit of kindness, and then I wrote means a lot, and Shelley, you were always kind, because she was that kind of person. I just covered up some of the edging of that paper. Here's a sympathy card I used from my sister as a page. And then another little tuck pocket spot where I did some fussy cutting of a flower and a butterfly. This is also from Diane Shaw's spring pack that I got. I can write on the back. It's a Bible verse, and it's just pretty with the butterfly and the flowers. So I added that along with some more paper. I like tucking all this paper in here because I don't think I've said this. Again, this is my second time, so I'm not sure what I've said and what I haven't. But what I do is I like to go to the park or somewhere and just write, and then I can, tuck it in somewhere, or, I haven't really worked through this in a linear fashion. I just kind of pick a page or pick paper and then, go write about it, something, or write a memory, write, about that day. So anyways, I like to write on paper and then include it in here, and I like to just have it already in here so I can just grab this and go. But we have a few more pictures, Shelley and Brian, her brother, and then that's really blurry, but that's the three of us. Okay. This is just from an old envelope, as you can see, and I ended up doing two because it didn't cover the whole thing. And then I just glued this is from a magazine, onto the envelope front, and yeah, made a little pocket. Here's another sympathy card that I got from someone in the community. If you're watching, thank you. I'm not sure if she wants me to share, so I won't, but she knows who she is. Thank you. That was very thoughtful. And then here's that original picture that I, that I did a filter and, played with and then printed out that. Here's the original one. I don't know why, I just really like that picture. I knew that she was really happy that day I was there. She's not necessarily smiling really big in the picture, but I knew she was happy and it was just a good day. And this is a little tuck spot. I haven't put anything in yet, but and then this also came from Diane Shaw's spring pack that I won. I really like the sayings on there, so I have it so both sides are visible. Here's another one of the smush papers that I made. Just a little fold out. I love the, I like that you can see the text underneath, but I also really love, the old dot matrix, the holes, in the paper. I have a whole stack of that from my parents. Yeah, it's fun to use. Here's some more of the smush colored paper. It's just that Russian text, and then I paper clipped a piece of, this is actually from a journal. It's really pretty. I don't know if it comes out there, but you can see there's like the flowers in the background and everything. And this side is lined and this side isn't. So I can write on that, and then I will probably just tape it or glue it to this page. And then here's a little kind of half page too. I made a pocket. I made this paper on my scanner and printer as well. I think I've shown it before. Also, that's where this tab came from, was that paper. This is from an old sympathy card my mom had given me. She gave me a whole pack of cards. Well, she's given me a lot of stuff. I could do like 3 or 4 videos of just all the fun things that my mom has given me. But yeah, it says, rejoice, hope, endure in affliction, persevere in prayer. Romans 12:12. And then the back, it's really pretty too, but there's some words, so I just put these these lined post-it notes that I got at Dollar Tree on here, so I can write a little, do a little journaling there, and then tuck that in there because it's so pretty. Here is one of the most recent pictures of Shelley that I have. She was at Olive Garden. I did not take this picture, but I love this picture. Olive Garden was her favorite restaurant. And so anyway, we have that. This is the envelope from her grandson's, so her 29-year-old daughter's baby, for his 1-year birthday party, which unfortunately she missed. So anyway, I wrote about the party on here, and I'm not going to share that because it's personal. Plus, my niece doesn't like pictures of her son to be on social media, and I cannot get this back. There we go. So I respect that decision. And there's some more of that colorful paper and a long piece of graph paper that I can write on and then tuck back up here. Again, using some music paper for the background. And then Winnie the Pooh. She loved Disney. She loved Winnie the Pooh. She used to watch Dylan, actually. When he was younger, she would bring him and pick him up from preschool, and then once he was actually in school, I would drop him off in the morning, and he would take the bus from her house, you know, to school. And anyway, like I said, she was a very generous, giving, loving person. This page I'm kind of proud of. I really like this. I use these pieces from scrapbook paper, and then this is also scrapbook paper that I just folded up. I can write, you know, in here, and then fold it back up and just tuck it up in here. And then I used the scraps from that for a tab. And then also this is fabric. I love this fabric. I have quite a few scraps of it. I might have a big enough piece to make one more like pillowcase or a pillow. I made one for my friend out of this when her brother passed because of the dragonflies, so I hope you can see that. Also purple because she loved the Vikings. I'm not sure if I said that yet. Basically, like her 14-year-old daughter messaged me the other day. Pretty much M&Ms and Vikings, you know, were her two favorite things, so, or two of her favorite things. Here's just a tuck, and I had to add this on here to make it a little more, it's too thin. Is that the right? I don't know. It's not big enough to hold this in here, so I put that on here. And here is a really beautiful thank you card. And I'm going to turn it because I'm going to read it. It says, "A simple act of kindness has a beauty all its own. Only you could have done something so special. Thank you." It's pretty. It's very pretty on the outside. And on the inside, there's butterflies. And I will read to you what I wrote because this is just a great example of who she was. Excuse me. I wrote, "Shelley, thank you so much for rushing over that night I called about Zoe's injured paw pad. I just called for some advice, but being the kind person you are, you just jumped in your car to come help in person. I'm sorry I never sent you a card letting you know how much it meant to me." So about a year and a half ago, my cat Zoe, I'm not even sure how she got injured, but she cut her paw pad, and it was, you know, like, I think it was on a Friday night or something, and, you know, I couldn't just rush her to the vet, although I was wondering if I should, so I was calling a bunch of people, and of course when I called her, rather than just talking to me on the phone and giving me any kind of advice, she's like, "I'll be there in 10 minutes. So she just jumped in her car and came over, because that's how she was. She also has cats. Her cat Tiger looks kind of like this. Well, yeah. So I added that. This is also some paper that I made on my scanner printer. And then here's the last page of the pocket with more, you know, papers. This is kind of the unofficial, whatever, from her funeral. So, and then we have more graph paper. I like graph paper and lined paper because I'm kind of a perfectionist with my writing. Another reason I like to write on paper versus like right on the page. Yeah, because it bothers me if it's messed up. And she was always a positive person. So I got that. And I think I showed you the back. Just a little collaging there. And so yeah, there is my, this is one of my only Tim Holtz purchases is these cardboardish, I guess, cardboard? No, I don't know. Chipboard sayings, and I found this in the pack, and it's perfect. I bought them a long time ago and kind of forgot about them. Anyways, so that worked. I mean, I've just been having fun. I just kept adding and adding. I don't know if you saw any of the original pictures of when I first started this, but it's evolved. So there is my book that I will keep working in, but I just wanted to share that, and there you go. So until next time, I wish you peace and happiness. Goodbye, everybody.